Africa, a continent of 54 nations and over 1 billion stories. But for too long, the history of Africa has been told through a narrow, often distorted lens. To understand the present, we have to look at the sheer scale of the continent's past. Africa covers 30.3 million square kilometers, enough to fit the US, China, and India combined. It is the undisputed cradle of humankind. Human history began here, with Homo sapiens emerging roughly 300,000 years ago. Long before European contact, sophisticated civilizations flourished. The Kingdom of Kush, once the masters of the Nile, even ruled Egypt as the 25th dynasty. To the east, the Aksumite Empire became a global trade hub, connecting Rome to India. In the west, the Empire of Mali rose to become one of the wealthiest states in history. Its most famous ruler was Mansa Musa. Musa's 1324 pilgrimage to Mecca was so lavish, his spending crashed the price of gold in Cairo. Timbuktu became a global center for learning, housing thousands of manuscripts. Further south, the Great Zimbabwe was a marvel of dry stone architecture. We can see the complexity of the site by looking at the specific enclosures. Along the Swahili coast, city-states like Kilwa traded gold and ivory with China and Persia. But the trajectory of the continent was violently altered by the transatlantic slave trade. Millions were forcibly removed, creating a global diaspora and devastating local economies. Then came the 19th century, and the era of new imperialism. In 1884, the Berlin Conference saw European leaders carve up Africa like a cake. They ignored the existing borders, languages, and cultures of the people living there. The primary goal was resource extraction: rubber, gold, and diamonds. Resistance was constant, from the Zulu in the south to the Asante in the west. Ethiopia remained the only African nation to successfully defeat a European power during the scramble. The mid-20th century brought a new wave of energy, the struggle for independence. Kwame Nkrumah led Ghana to become the first sub-Saharan colony to gain independence in 1957. He famously said, "Our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of Africa." The year 1960 alone saw 17 African nations gain their freedom. This was the year of Africa, but the path was not easy. The Cold War turned Africa into a proxy battlefield. In South Africa, the system of apartheid institutionalized racial segregation. The world watched as leaders like Nelson Mandela fought for a rainbow nation. By 1994, apartheid had fallen, signaling a new era for the entire continent. Today, Africa is the youngest continent on Earth. By 2050, 1 in every 4 people on the planet will be African. Tech hubs in Lagos, Nairobi, and Cape Town are redefining the global economy. The African Union works toward a more integrated and prosperous future. We see the growth of the Silicon Savannah in Kenya. Innovation is happening in mobile banking, green energy, and film. African culture, from Afrobeats to high fashion, is dominating the global stage. But challenges remain: climate change, infrastructure, and political stability. The story of Africa is not just one of tragedy or triumph. It is a story of incredible endurance and constant reinvention. From the ancient pyramids to the digital skyscrapers of the future, the history of Africa is, quite literally, the history of us all.